Hello and welcome to Retro Reviews, my channel where I review my favorite retro video games of all time as well as some modern releases I have recently finished. Today I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about some Gamescom leaks that I think are really crazy. I want to go over them really fast before we get too far into the presentation. We have already had day one. None of the things that I'm going to be talking about today have been announced yet, so I want to talk about them just in case they do, because I got a little bit excited about a couple of titles. And number two, I'd really like to ask for your obscure video game titles. I want you to leave in the comment section down below your favorite obscure game. It can be from any console generation. I just would like to play more obscure games for the channel. I got a comment saying you should play more obscure games, or give it it was like a comment about you should make a list of top 10 obscure games that you love. And I'm like, sweet, I should do that. I realized I didn't have that many. After playing Archon with my brother-in-law and having such a fun time with that, I would love your recommendations. So if you have an obscure game from any console generation, I would love to hear about it. Pitch me your top 5, whatever you can do. I want as many as possible. So please leave those in the comment section down below. But let's get on to the leaks that I have seen that are going to be announced at Gamescom, presumably here. Again, these are leaks. These are taken with a grain of salt. But since we're at the Gamescom, we've already done day one here, the speculation is high. People want to get excited about stuff. I wanted to hype you up about a couple of big things here. First, I'm going to do just two of them that I've heard about recently, that I've been reading and scouring things. I've seen videos about this. The first one is a Bully remaster or port or remake of some kind. It's one of those things coming to modern generation consoles, which is a crazy thing. Red Dead Redemption ended up getting a port over to the PlayStation 4, did not get a PlayStation 5 port, which is fine. It exists on Xbox One, Xbox Series X, you can play it on that. The fact that it's on something close to modern, or PlayStation 4, you can still play it on the PlayStation 5, it's fine. The fact that it's on a modern console is much better than being like on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, and just kind of, especially the PlayStation 3, just languishing there. So the fact that it got a port over was awesome. But Bully is presumably getting a remaster for the PlayStation 5, which is fantastic news. A lot of people really love the Bully game. I never got to play it, and I would really like to, because I hear it's one of Rockstar's best. It's a more like niche title in their catalog that is a ton of fun. There was a whole lot of speculation about Bully 2 that was supposed to be coming out. Apparently it got really far in the development stage and they ended up canceling it. So Bully 2 maybe being like kind of, they're maybe testing the waters again with a Bully port over to the PlayStation 5. So I'd really like to see that. Anything from Rockstar really gets me excited. I'd love to see like the Warriors ported over. I'd like to see a lot of their older titles, the more niche ones especially, get some love in current generations. But the biggest leak I have seen that I heard about recently, just a couple of days ago, is that they're going to be announcing Half-Life 3 at Gamescom. I would assume this would be the final announcement on the final day, because what else could you top than flipping Half-Life 3? There's nothing in the gaming industry right now that you could announce that would top a Half-Life 3 announcement. You could say Elder Scrolls 6 is coming out in 3 months. You could say that Red Dead Redemption is getting a full remake and it's coming in 5 days, and nothing would top Half-Life 3 even just being announced. This could be a Metroid Prime 4 style like announcement here. They could just give us a logo and not give us any other information, and people would be like, Valve won the entirety of Gamescom because Half-Life 3 is real and it's actually coming out. Presumably, they're finally making a Half-Life 3. They've got a good story together. They're going to be moving forward with the story. Valve is finally going to break the curse and actually make a third game in any of their franchises. This would break the internet for sure. This would be the most monumental announcement of all time. So I'm really hopeful that it happens. I know everyone that loves the Half-Life franchise is desperate to have this actually happen. I love Half-Life. I love Half-Life 2. I distinctly remember my brother first showing me Half-Life 2 and the physics engine, everything that it could do, and just being absolutely mesmerized as a little kid. I would be over the moon for a Half-Life 3. We've gotten some Half-Life stuff fairly recently with Half-Life Alyx for VR, which is fantastic. It's supposed to be like one of the best VR experiences ever made, but that's just a VR title that we can't play otherwise, and it's not Half-Life 3. So we've gotten more stuff in the universe. We're just waiting on the sequel, so hopefully that actually comes. Some cool announcements that have come from Gamescom, just a couple, handful off the top of my head that I remember. Borderlands 4 is coming out. I heard some speculation about that, and then some people saying that was debunked, it's not happening. But Borderlands 4 is in fact coming, I believe, next year, if I'm not mistaken, like early next year. We also have the Indiana Jones game launching at the beginning of December this year for Xbox, and coming to PlayStation 5 in the spring of 2025, which is a really fantastic thing. I like seeing more games getting ported over to the PlayStation 5. It makes sense from Xbox's point of view. They want to recoup their investment in places like Bethesda and Activision. So I think it makes sense from a business perspective, and giving it a timed exclusivity window on the Xbox, I think that's fantastic. Gives Xbox users something to really be excited about. Might boost some sales if you're a huge Indiana Jones fan. You really want a Microsoft console just for that. Great. I think that's really cool. I like the timed exclusivity thing here. I saw some other ones that I can't remember off the top of my head. Looks like quite a few good announcements. Some smaller games, some bigger, big AAA experiences like Borderlands. I'm excited to see what the rest of Gamescom brings. We got Gamescom will bring. We've got several more days for that. I just hope we get some good announcements, especially, like I'm saying, if we can get Half-Life 3, it'll be over. I don't know what the internet will do, but I think Twitter will crash. I think Facebook will explode. Everything will go to hell in a handbasket. But that's what I want to talk about today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.